Hello. Hey, Dolly.
Hello, good
Everyone.
evening.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to ask if people can put their names in the chat with their emails. If you think we have your email, that's fine. If you don't, if you didn't receive a constant contact today, could be many reasons, but one of them may be that we don't have your email. So if we can put it in the chat, that'd be wonderful. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to wait a couple of minutes just to make sure everybody's on.
How's everybody doing there? Good?
Very good.
Guys are ready? Sorry, on the way back here.
Oh, okay. Representative Cabral, how are you? I see you.
A telephone town hall.
I see Carlos from Cape Verde.
Okay.
Hey, Carlos. What time is it? Hello, what time is it there?
9:30, 9:30.
Oh, good. It's
Okay,
early.
vou jantar. Vai jantar logo.
No, vamos jantar. I already had dinner. I'm in Jabraba. I'm in Brava right
Brava?
now.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Mhm.
How long are you going to be there for?
I'll be going to Fogo on Saturday.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I've been here since Monday. I'm going to Fogo Saturday. I'll be there for 5 days, then I'll go back to Santiago and then to San Vicente.
Oh, sounds like you have a little trip ahead of you.
So will you
Yes,
be there for
yeah.
Carnival?
Oh, yes, I will be in San Vicente for Carnival. Yes.
The word for jealous in Creole? Envious.
Ciúmes.
No, ciúmes.
Yeah, the internet here in Brava is intermittent, so sometimes I lose it, so I cannot connect. So yeah, but I'm glad to be able to join and attend.
Yes, we're happy you're here. I was going to make mention of you folks in the diaspora.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start. It's I want to be respectful of everybody's time. It's 5:36. And I just want to do I did a little bit of housekeeping. But I want to make sure we got everything. Everybody's all set. Giovanni, you're all set on your end for everything? Okay. I apologize. Welcome, everybody. This is the Cape Verdean Association annual meeting. I just want to start out by saying that this is, we haven't been on Zoom in a few years. We've been live a couple of years, so we're adjusting back to the Zoom format. And I think we've forgotten some things in the meantime, but we're gonna try to wade ourselves through, and hopefully it'll be an informational meeting for you tonight. As I think I said, Giovanni is going to put I haven't said, Giovanni is going to put a link in the chat to the annual report. So while we're speaking, if you want to take a look at the annual report, he does have a link in the report. the other piece around having your emails we'll be able to send out the link of the annual report to you so you can have it on your email as well. So we apologize. That's one of the drawbacks of not being in person, is having an actual annual report booklet for you to look at. But if Giovanni, you've put the link in the chat, folks can take a look at it while during the board meeting and the presentation. Thank you. So I'd like to welcome everybody. I'm going to call the Cape Verdean Association annual meeting to order. First order of business, I would like to welcome everybody if I miss anybody, just because I can't see you, just say something, but I'd like to thank the officials that are on the call with us today. I recognize, I see Marcy Pina Christian, who is here representing Mayor Mitchell, who cannot join us today. Thank you, Marcy, for joining us. Thank you, Elizabeth Tevz Rhoda, who's here from Congressman Keating's office. Thank you, Representative Cabral, who is, I know, in transit, and also Representative Chris Hendricks, who I know was in session. Both were in session this afternoon. So thank you for joining us in your busy schedules.
Of course, thank you.
And thank you. We have also City Council members here, Shane Burgo, Derek Baptiste, Naomi Carney, and hopefully I didn't miss anybody on the City Council. I'm sorry.
You missed
Jackie
Maria?
Memento, the city council without.
Well, no, I was going to mention the school committee next.
Okay.
Okay.
If I didn't miss anybody else on the City Council, I also recognize Mr. Jack Livramento from our school committee. Thank you for joining us. With that said, I would like for the board to approve our 2024 annual meeting minutes. I would like to have a motion to approve the 2024 annual meeting minutes.
Aye, Dina.
Dina, thank you. Second?
I
Second,
second
Jack.
Jan Baptist.
Jan, second. All in favor to approve the annual meeting minutes for 2024, board members?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we're going to have the report from our treasurer, Gail Forts.
Hi, thank you, Darlene, and thank you everyone for being here and for switching to our virtual meeting versus in person. We appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today. So this is also in your annual report, so you can look at that as well. So this is our year is a calendar year, so we go from January to December. So we just finished our last fiscal year. So we are a growing organization. So our assets as of December 31st, 2024, and these are all unaudited figures because we are just getting ready to begin our financial reviews, hopefully in the next month or so. So our total assets, which is really our cash, which is liquid, is 148,356 as of December 31st. Fixed assets, which is our building and the land, which is Island Park and the Strand Theater. So minus depreciation is 200,083, giving us total assets of $348,440. Our liabilities and our equity as of 12/31/24. So our liabilities, which is basically our building, 172,456. Our equity in the building, 175,984, which means total liability and equity of 348,440. So we are a very lean organization. We all volunteer board. We all work really, really hard. We don't have paid staff, but that's something we're working towards. We have a few consultants that work with us on the projects as well as on the building, but we're getting ready to move forward, hopefully in 2025 with that. So our day-to-day, our statement of activities for the last year. So our revenue in grants, 839,314. Most of this is for our capital project. And again, thank you to many of our donors and supporters, which are here with us tonight. We appreciate all of your support. contributions. Thank you all for our individuals, 5,140. Special events, which is mainly the gala, which is coming up, which Darlene will speak to at the end of tonight's program, 30,706 for a total revenue of 881,684. And our expenses, again, mostly related to the building project, 615,576. Special events, mostly related to the gala and a few other events that we have throughout the year, 16,738. Depreciation on the building, 17,823. Professional services, which are things like our architects, our consultants, other groups that we work with, 9,765, and that's both for the building and for operating. And our total expenses, 772,512 for the finished in the black, 110, 134 for last year, which is great. And that is my report. So I'll need a motion, Darlene, for that.
Oh, yes, please. Yes. Like to have a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Giovanni. Tanya, second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any noes? Any abstentions? Thank you. So it's passed the report for the treasurer for 2024. Next, we'll have the election of board members and officers. Gail is going to lead that.
Thank you. Thank you again to our governance committee that worked on this. Unfortunately, Starling couldn't be here. Al, she was going to give a report.
Oh, she's here.
Oh, she's here. All right, but it's okay. I can do it because she just came in, so I didn't want to put her on the spot. So for election to the board, so these are our new board members coming on for their first 3-year term, and they were with us here today, Angie Ellison and Edie Mateos. So,
are we going to vote individually?
Yes, vote. Yes.
Like to have a motion to nominate Angie Ellison and Edie Mateos to the board for the term ending in 2028.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Jan and Giovanni. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstentions?
Darlene, I have a question. Would you just, for my name, have it Angie Lopes Ellison? 3
Yes.
different names?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So it's a great pleasure to recognize Angie Lopes Ellison and Edie Mateos as 2 new members with terms ending in 2028. Thank you, ladies.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Right, glad to have you aboard.
Yes, welcome.
And election to the board of directors for their second 3-year term, which also ends in 2028. Bruno Ferrer, who I don't think is here. He's also in Cabo Verde.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading my notes, so I can't see everybody.
No worries.
Right now. Sorry about that, Bruno. Thank you for joining us from Cape Verde. Giovanni Sequeira and Soraya dos Santos.
I'd like to have a motion to accept the election of board of directors for the second 3-year term ending 2028. Bruno Ferrer, Giovanni Sequeira, and Soraya dos Santos. Can I have a motion, please? From the board?
So
Gail?
moved.
Second?
Aye. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Congratulations. And thank you for coming for the second term, Bruno, Giovanni, and Soraya. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you again, especially our members from Cape Verde. Thank you for joining
Yes,
us.
I was going to
It's
mention
a big time difference, so we appreciate your dedication and support. For election to the board of directors for their third 3-year term, 2028, Jan Baptist, Dina Ebru, Carlos Almeida, Dr. Carlos Almeida, I should say, Jan Baptist, and Darlene Spencer.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the slate for a third 3-year term ending in 2028. Jan Baptist, Dina Brew, Dr. Carlos Almeida, Jan Baptist, and Darlene Spencer. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
All in favor?
Man has to work twice as hard, right?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Do we get to vote?
So moved. Thank you for your third 3-year terms. Everybody, Chan, Tina, Carlos, and Chan. Thank you.
And for election to the Board of Directors for their last 3-year term ending in 2028, Raquel Diaz, which I don't think is here. I don't know if Raquel is here, and myself, Gail Forts.
Raquel's in Cape Verde too, for folks that she's not here because she's in Cape Verde. So do I have a motion to elect for the last 3-year term ending in 2028, Raquel Diaz and Gail Forts?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Giovanni, second. Thank you, Giovanni. Jan. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any noes, any abstentions? Great. Thank you. Thank you, Raquel, Gail. Can't believe this is the last 3-year term. Okay, thank you. Thank
A
you.
long time already.
Did you guys
Our last vote.
go for
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. Last vote is for the officers. Officers serve for a 1-year term, so they're renewable every year. So our officers, again, thank you for your service. So for President, Darlene Spencer, Vice President, Jan Baptist, Treasurer, myself, Gail Forts, and Secretary, Tanya Alves.
I'd like to have a motion for the slate of officers for 1 term and in 2026. President, myself, Darlene Spencer, Vice President, Jan Baptist, Treasurer, Gail Forts, and Secretary Tanya Alves.
So moved.
Angie, thank you. So moved. Second.
I second.
Bernadette, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any noes?
Aye. Whoops.
Any abstentions? Okay, so it's past 1-year term for the officers. Thank you, President and Vice President Jan Baptist, Treasurer Gail Forts, and Secretary Tanya Alves. Thank you for your service as the executive team. Thank you. Next, thank you, Gail,
You're welcome.
for that. Next is my report of the President. So yes, thank you, everybody, for attending tonight. I used the word in the report, transformative. I think 2024 has been a very, very transformative year for us at the Cape Verdean Association. It is just a joy to announce that both our capital projects began in 2024. It was wonderful to sit on a bench right outside both the cultural center and the park and see the work that was being done on both the facade and also the park. It was amazing to see on a warm sunny day to sit in the near north end of New Bedford and to watch the work that was going on by the contractors on each of those projects. It's been a long time coming. We're very proud. Jan will go into the detail of those projects in her report as the project manager for both those projects. But I would like to say that this has been a dream for many people, our founders, folks that have been previous board members, the current board, all of folks that have been involved over the last 20 years to see this project start and hopefully come to its completion. The park is almost done. We're probably at a 75% completion rate, hoping to finish that by September. And the cultural center, we're at the end of its phase 1 and hoping phase 2 to begin, go out to bid in March. We're very happy to report that thanks to Mayor Mitchell and the City of New Bedford, we did receive an ARPA grant this past year for the cultural center for $500,000 that will be able to fund the second phase, some of the second phase of the restoration of the cultural center. With all the work that we've been doing on the capital projects, I know folks have asked questions about, oh, are you doing programming? What are you doing? And very proud to say that, yes, we continue, even though we don't have a physical home, We continue to do some programming, and of course, this will expand tremendously once the cultural center and the park is open. But this past year, we've been very, very busy. And I think one of the things that was very important to us as a board was the ability to make connections with other Cape Verdean communities, not only here in the United States, but across in Cape Verde. As we just mentioned, we actually have 3 members of the board in Cape Verde right now: Bruno, Carlos, who's doing sabbatical and doing work, and Raquel Diaz, who is in San Vicente. So we see ourselves as not only the Cape Verdean Association and board connecting in New Bedford, but connecting with our region and also with Cape Verde itself and diaspora. One of the things that we're very proud of, one of the projects we were very proud of this past summer was our work with the Ubuntu Project and Nyobalila. Nyobalila, if you didn't get a chance to see her in the parade, the Cape Verdean Recognition Parade on July 5th, she is a 95-year-old batucada musician and women's rights activist that lives in Santiago, Praia, Cape Verde. And she not only participated in the parade, but she also spent an afternoon with senior women at the Boa Vista Housing Development, where we have a program that goes on once a month for the senior women there. And Yubilia spent the afternoon with them singing and dancing. It was amazing to be there to watch the women with this icon from Cape Verde, who is a musician. There was one woman there that actually hasn't danced since her husband has passed away, and I think the joy, the movement in that room that day, she actually got up and danced with Nyobalila. It was amazing to see the energy that Nyobalila brought to New Bedford, and particularly to the women that were having that project at the Boa Vista Towers. We not only hosted Nyobalila in New Bedford, we were also the fiscal sponsor for the entire project, which we were very pleased because Nyobalila not only came to New Bedford, but she also performed in Brockton, Boston, and Providence. In Boston, she was actually also recognized at City Hall during Boston's Day recognition of independence of Cape Verde. So that project was a very regionalized project and was able to bring in folks and show our connectivity between all the Cape Verdean communities, particularly in the Massachusetts, Rhode Island area. The other highlight that we were part of during the summer was the Empowering Young Cape Verdean Women's Project. This project that was led by the women leaders that part of this project with Jeannie Costa, Celia, I'm so sorry, I'm having a brain freeze here, that brought 10 young women from San Vicente, Cape Verde as an exchange here to New Bedford, along with young women from the South Coast to participate in a week-long leadership workshops and activities. It was very, very inspiring to see both groups of young women take part in leadership workshops, including one by our own board member, Zaraya De Santos, who did a wellness workshop with the young women. It was wonderful, and we know that these young women were empowered to go back to Cape Verde and bring what they learned back, particularly to San Vicente. The other project that we participated in as a board was the 100th anniversary, which is just passed, the 2024 year, the 100th anniversary of the birth of Amilcar Cabral. And we again collaborated with Ubuntu Cabral to support a conference that took place at Bridgewater State University, which also was supported by the Pedro Pias Institute for Cape Verdean Studies. Not only have we done projects this past year, we are also strengthening our internal structures, which includes so hopefully when the cultural center and the park open, that we, as I said earlier, can expand our offerings, our programming. So with that said, we are honored to have been selected to participate in the South Coast Community Foundation's ROADS program, which stands for Responsive Organizational Advancement and Development Support. We're very happy to be part of that program, and we hope to utilize it to help further build our fundraising capacity. With that said, we can't do this work alone. And this vital work of preserving and promoting Cape Verdean culture cannot be done without all of you that are here today. It truly takes a village, and we want all of you to be part of it. As we embark on the 50th anniversary of the independence of Cape Verde, let us commit together to preserving and promoting Cape Verdean culture for future generations. We cannot do it without you. So we are a team. And I've had a saying all week meeting with folks is, we need to do it together. And together we can build the cultural center, finish the park, finish the building, and provide programming around Cape Verdean culture for not only the New Bedford community, but for the region and for the diaspora. Thank you. And the board, on behalf of the board, we totally appreciate your support. Thank you so much. With that said, I'm going to give it to Jan, who's going to give a more detailed presentation on the Cultural Center and Island Park. Jan, take it away.
Okay, thank you. I'm really wanting to say thanks to all of you, our friends, seeing our friends here tonight on Zoom. Too bad we couldn't do it in person, but we'll see you all as the year unfolds. I hope at many events. So today, if we could go to the next slide, I'm going to talk about the Cultural Center and the progress we've made to date. There it is. So I know you've driven by. I know you've seen this incredible construction of the Italianate facade. You can go to the next. So we started phase one as Darlene said in 2024, and we expect phase one to be done in March of 2025. You've seen the reconstruction of the historic Italianate facade. It's complete. That's the reconstruction. There are some more things to do. I'll tell you about that in a minute. We've also completed, thanks to our team, Studio to Sustain and Whale, and our team of engineers, we have the completion of the engineering and architectural design documents for heating, electricity, and fire suppression completed, which is the first step so that we can get started with continuing to do these systems. Next slide, please. So there's a great juxtaposition of the facade before it was constructed by carpenters. Carpenters actually took pieces of wood and designed them to look like the actual facade, so many years ago. What's next is going to be, and the next slide are the interior structural supports for the lobby. So many of you if you were at the old Strand, when you walk in, you'd see that great big wall of posters. And now if you walk in, this is what you'll see. That's the entry from the lobby into the theater. And so those instructional supports are completed, and the lobby is going to be reconfigured in phase one. Thanks to CPA monies, thanks to our contractors, and thanks to our the design team that I've just mentioned. Next slide. So phase two is going to go out to bid. We thought March, that's what Darlene says, but we had a team meeting today, and we're probably going to wrap that up because there are a few more things that we're going to add to phase one, and that we have to paint the outside of that beautiful facade, and we've selected the paint colors and all, but we can't do that painting until the weather helps us out with that. So phase two, which is partially funded by the city opera money that we were awarded, that will go out to bid, includes the ADA bathroom, the access door to Island Park, a completion of the heating system, the completion of those systems that I described to you earlier, and the completion of the interior framing and carpentry, updated plumbing, and next slide, please. So you can see the interior that will, the work that's going on. You can see the charring from the original the fire that allowed us to buy this 20-something years ago. So that's where we are. Phase two will probably get started May, and we'll be looking for contractors and that meet the standards of the city for the ARPA monies. Very exciting. We hope to, start programming as soon as we can. Things may not be totally done, but we're working on seeing what we can use while parts of the project are still continuing. Next slide. That's a segue into Island Park. Again, as Darlene said, in a sunny day last summer, it was nice to sit on the benches. We had an event. People came to see the artwork on the serpentine benches. So this slide here shows you the no mow circle, which was seated by volunteers. I think this was taken in August, and you can see in the bottom part of that picture the rain garden, which is actually going to be watered by runoff from the city by our stormwater system that ties into the city stormwater system. So we've completed grading and infrastructure. We've completed the planning of the rain garden. The perimeter fencing has been installed. We have concrete benches were installed and ready for the art installation. Then the art was completed by the artist team, and volunteers planted an additional flora, and then we planted 200 daffodil bulbs by volunteers at the end of summer, early fall. So be looking for a glorious bloom of those bulbs. Okay, next slides. Phase two, which we hope will be completed by September. We need funding. We continue to secure funding to begin completion and complete phase two. It includes the installation of our C-cell drive and the parking spaces, a paver walkway along the cultural center, security gates, recreational seating, a tiny library. And with your help, we anticipate a joyous ribbon cutting soon. And the next slide, I'm being a little cheeky here. The next slide is to make your mark on Island Park and buy a brick that will help us with our fundraising. Have your name memorialized on the entryway walkway between the park and the cultural center. As we said, we're going to build a doorway where kids can get dropped off by buses for after school programming, and that walkway will have your brick on it. We were going to have these forms at the meeting tonight, but you can get these on our website, and they are, I forgot what the word is, but you can actually fill them out on the website and pay for it right on the website if you're interested. And we're going to be making a real drive on this. We'll be selling a lot of tickets for the gala and trying to sell pavers, and we know our friends are ready to support us. So help us out and be proud. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan.
That was amazing, Jen.
Thanks, Jan. Appreciate all the work put into that. And especially wanted to thank our team, because again, it takes a village. You can't do this alone, but Whale and Studio to Sustain. I think Erin from Whale is on, and I saw Catherine. Sorry,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people on.
And
Thank
Ian, our volunteers are here, our planters and
Oh,
water.
great. Thank you. And again, as we move forward with both projects, there'll be plenty of volunteer opportunities that we'll probably call on the community to support. But thank you. We're moving along. So I'm going to actually end the business meeting and then we're going to move into after the business meeting, after we adjourn, to our guest speaker. So if I can get a motion to adjourn the business part of the meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Aye.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. So next, one of the things that we have at our annual meetings is part of our mission is to promote across and celebrate Cape Verdean culture. So at every annual meeting, if this is your first annual meeting, we try to present some opportunity to learn more about Cape Verdean culture, a panel or a guest speaker. And today we do have a guest speaker, and I'm very, very honored to introduce Mr. Angelo Barboza. And I'm going to read a brief bio of this person who I call a friend, a colleague. At this point, I think, Angelo, I think you're my kumpan, but we've spent so much time together. But thank you for joining us tonight. But I'm going to read your bio. Angelo Barboza was born in Assomada, Cape Verde, on the island of Santiago. He holds a BA in Management and Administration by Fundação Getúlio Vargas, São Paulo, Brazil, and a Master of Science in Computer Science from Ball State University, Indiana, in the United States. In 2019, Angelo became the director of the Pedro Pias Institute for Cape Verdean Studies at Bridgewater State University. As director, he has reached out to address the converging needs of the Republic of Cape Verde, Bridgewater State University, the Cape Verdean diaspora, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Prior to his tenure at Pedro Pias Institute for Cape Verdean Studies, Angelo worked for 20 years in public administration in Cabo Verde. He served for 7 years as the CIO of the University of Cabo Verde's first board of directors and developed special projects with public schools in Cabo Verde in order to create opportunities for students to be exposed to technology, the development tools, and solutions for real-world problems. Angelo has a strong interest in Cape Verdean history, culture, language, and music. He was part of the iconic, and I didn't know this until recently, he was part of the iconic band Abel Jassy and Fina Sound, and recorded important albums such as Doutorado and Funana. In 2006, Angelo released his solo project, Tras de Som, with the participation of 35 Cape Verdean prominent artists. In 2018, Angelo co-founded Teru Music with Jacinto Fernandes, Calu de Guida, Maruca Tavares, and Joy Amado. This group has released 3 relevant projects. Testa Song to honor Kaka Barboza in 2021, Reflez Song to honor Cachas in 2024, and Alerta Cabral Camori to honor Amilcar Cabral in 2024. Recently, Angelo has released 14 songs, part of the One Santa y Song, a tribute to the Cape Verdean language with the participation of 50 musicians and friends. Angelo has been very, very busy, and thank you for preserving particularly our Cape Verdean music. And I know this is what Angelo is going to do, talk more about our music and the independence of Cape Verde. Angelo?
One, I see so many faces that I know. Normally, people may feel like very nervous to do this kind of a presentations, but trust me, I'm not because I feel like I'm among friends. Especially because I need to disclose this, Darlene. I was also a member of the board of the directors of the Cape Verdean Association, New Bedford. Thank you, everybody, for giving me that opportunity because as someone that came from Cape Verde, for me was since the beginning very important to um, really understand how some of our community members and organizations work here because I didn't have any idea. So that was a good training for me just to understand it and start to really have an incredible respect for the work that all of you do. So again, thank you so much for doing that. So I want to say warm regards and welcome to everybody in the session, people that I know and that I don't, and I'm sure we got some of them we are meeting for the first time here. So Darlene invited me to come and speak, but I couldn't say no because I cannot say no to Darlene, just to to be honest with you all. So I just want to take the opportunity to do two things very briefly. One is to make some notes on the work that the Institute is doing because by what you just said, Darlene, and seeing the perspective that I see personally coming when we finally have our space in New Bedford to do things with our own agenda, I can smell the impact that what is coming. So in that regard, I think all the collaborations that we already have done together, and it's a lot so far. I just can't imagine what really is going to happen when we have that space working. So, because I know many people here in this session may not know in details what the Institute does, so I want to go very brief over that and then make a few comments related to music that Darlene is insisting me to do with me to do. So if that's okay, Darlene, I would ask Giovanni to help us with the presentation. I put some slides just to guide me because I really don't want to take much time just to really take the opportunity to hear you and have some questions if okay.
Angela, can you talk a little bit louder? I'm having a trouble to hear. I don't know if it's your speaker. I don't know if anybody else is having that same issue.
Okay, can you hear me well now? Hello? Hello, Darlene, can you hear me well?
No, just a little bit more. I don't know, it could be your microphone.
Um, I'm trying to speak very close to the laptop now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to start by just saying this. So I work at Bridgewater State University, and the reason I'm showing the pictures is because I want to highlight some of the people that have pretty much laid the foundation for the institute and all the work that has happened with Cape Verde. So as you can see, you see President Emeritus Dana Mollaferri, who was the one that really had the idea together with Mike Gomez. So these are the people that I think we should also keep on our radar because they are still around and they're very interested in getting engaged and involved with everything that we do. And of course, let everybody know, especially the people that are, everybody that is leading the association, that we have a good friend at Bridgewater. President Clark is someone that is very supportive of everything that we do. So please, let's take advantage of that. Um, can we move to the next one? Okay, so one of the things that I want to mention here is that Bridgewater has been in this relationship with Cape Verde for the last 20 years. So I know there is some institutions and organizations that work with Cape Verde very close or, doing different work, but the consistency and the level of trust that the university and the leadership people and the staff and faculty has built with Cape Verde is something that is very unique. So it's very important for the association and everybody in this network to understand that everybody at Bridgewater really understands the work that we do, how we do it, and why we do it, because of the importance of our community here, the importance of all different institutions and organizations and community leaders that we have in this region that really push the agenda together. So that's very important for me to make this statement. Next. Yeah, so basically we have like a four, I would say, dimensions of our work. Of course, we do a lot of work inside campus with assisting different faculty members, or everything that happens as academic agenda on campus. We are very active there. Also, we work very close with leaders in the region. We have, I heard the name of Rep Cabral here, so he's someone that can speak better than me about, everything that has happened with Cape Verde, and his leadership in this process has been very important to us. And we know that his support everything that is related with Cape Verde. So a lot of his colleagues at the State House and different levels of government here also work very close with us when we have, important initiatives, and especially in making trips to Cape Verde to continue to build a strong relationship with the government and other institutions. So with Cape Verde specifically, as you know, we have a public university that it was mentioned that I work there. So we try to continue the agenda in terms of helping capacity building, research, and pushing for the next level of this agenda in terms of developing higher education in Cape Verde. So the diaspora, as you can see, is the biggest agenda. So we try to do as much as we can to connect with our diaspora scholars, professionals, community leaders, everybody in the artistic scene. I mean, the work doesn't stop. I mean, every day something happens, and every day something new happens. And we try to maintain all this network really alive, and make the best that we can to really showcase what everybody is trying to do. So we mentioned Ubuntu Cabral, we mentioned things like the celebrating the Amilcar Cabral Centennial, that we did conferences involving a lot of people, young people, people that really interested in our history and culture. So it was an important moment for us. Next. Thank you, Giovanni. So I want to take advantage, because I want to make the point that we, as we do this kind of work, we have resources that we are at this moment ready to share with everybody that sees us as integrated in academic setting. So we are part of a university. So what we do, we help to create knowledge around Cape Verde and Cape Verdean contemporary issues. So this is the Journal of Cape Verdean Studies. There are 5 editions already there, different topics. I would encourage everybody to really check it and share, especially share for our communities and schools, teachers, professionals, scholars, so everybody that really wants to continue to assist in this idea of developing the knowledge of Cape Verde. This is an important resource, and is going to grow even more. Next one, Jen. So this is important, as I'm sure you, for those that already know, and for those that is the first time you see it. So Bridgewater State University is the only university in the world that has a minor in Cape Verdean studies. So I'm bringing this because we need the help and the support of all our organizations in this area and around the world to support this initiative and share the information, because we have students going to different universities. It's good. Everybody has to take their own path and decisions, but it's important for our community to know that we have a minor in Cape Verdean Studies at Bridgewater, and we start with a very core courses that, addressing Cape Verdean language, the cultural issues, contrasting education in the U.S., around the world, and Cape Verde. So the politics of languages, you can see some other courses in elective areas like geography, some courses that can be related. So this is very important. Please help us to share this information. Next. So what do we do? This is one of the things that I want to also stress strongly. Bridgewater has been key in terms of assisting Cape Verde in terms of capacity building. These are the faces of the young generation of leaders of Cape Verde. So all these people that you see here, young men and women from different islands came to Bridgewater since 2018 to be part of the master's program on campus in different areas like English education, computer science, biology, and these people are doing incredible work in Cape Verde. So I suggest the Cape Verdean our association, whenever you go to Cape Verde, these are your interfaces. These are the people that are ready to work with you, to host you, to guide you, to have discussions with the projects that can be done. So I see Ruby in the audience. Whenever you go to Cape Verde, make sure Santiago this time, she just came back. So make sure that you have a lot of people in this slide that can assist you, Ruby. Next. So this is also important. I'm talking about the travel course, so the study programs that we have on campus. Bridgewater brings students all over the world. So as far as the work of the Institute, we also put together opportunities for students to go to Cape Verde. So this was the last travel course we did. I took 10 students to Cabo Verde, so to the island of Santiago and Fogo. This group is very interested in sustainability issues, climate change, environment. The professor is someone that is an expert in this area. So we had an incredible time in Cabo Verde in studying particular aspects of for example, what are the impact of the climate change in Fogo because of the agriculture microclimate that they have there, the business of coffee, which is very important in that island. And it was impressive to see, understand the real impacts of those in that business and that economy. Uh, so the institute is in fact a good interface here. So we do work with the different organizations. As you can see, one of that our close partners is the association. So this is every time we have someone here that is trying to really engage with our community. Of course, all the board members are ready to meet with us. So when we bring different people, so these are the delegation that came with the University of Cape Verde, so the president and his team. So we had a chance to be hosted by Darlene and everybody at our next space there in New Bedford. Also, we participate in different class around Cape Verdean languages in different locations. So this is the pictures that you see with Professor Carlos Almeida and Zibrito at Cape Cod at the museum there. We hosted the Cape Verdean Language Forum in last year at Bridgewater that we had an international participation. The Cape Verdean national basketball team did their training at Bridgewater before leaving to Japan. Candida is someone that works and supports us very close. Everything that we do, we plan together, so we know what we're doing. Thank you, Candida, for all the things that you do. Also, dignitaries that comes from Cape Verde, it can be government people, scholars. We try to do as much as we can to show them around and put them in contact with people. The Bishop of Cape Verde, as you remember, so they were here. Projects with the school. So this is pretty much a wide spectrum of activities that we do. Next. Of course, I mentioned like this aspect that Bridgewater takes very serious is this institutional relationship with Cape Verde. I'm sure I would ask if Rep Cabral is here in the session to make his comments about his own experience. He has been to Cape Verde and pushing the agenda in terms of reinforcing the collaboration between U.S. and Cape Verde in so many different aspects. Bringing business people, members of the community, all the elected officials, the city representations. So we have done a lot in terms of, maintain this contact back and forth. Well, I'm going to mention like another very special project since we were going to talk a little bit about music, but one of the things that we just did is to launch this project about the virtual museum of Cape Verdean music. It's a website, so anybody can have access. So I'm again here making a very close appeal to all of you. I see like 45 people in this Zoom session. This is a resource that we need to know exist. We need to use it. We need to share because this is our history. This is our culture. This is what we have. Cape Verde, we don't have gold, we don't have mines, we don't have silicium, we don't have all these crazy things that people look for. We don't have it. We have our language, we have our music. So let's share. That's what we have. So I encourage you to do a research on this website. So you have it in English, you have in Cape Verdean language, and you have it in Portuguese. So no excuse for people to say, oh, I cannot go there because I cannot read. So go there, find what you need. I know there is a lot that we have to do still, but we are in a process of translating all the descriptions about all these great Cape Verdean composers and music, so you will find it there. Please make it to happen and help us to share this information. Next. So I want to mention this because this is key for the Institute and for all of us. When we talk about the diaspora, one of the things that I've been learning and researching is that there is no way we can create the impact that we want without networking and making our network of professionals and scholars and community members really strong, and we should know what everybody does. Okay. I came to this country 5 years ago. I had no idea about the about the power, about the level of resources that we really have in the diaspora. I didn't have it. Now I have better, but I think there is a lot still to be done. So the institute developed this project that we are pretty much mapping the resources that we work with, so we pretty much know what everybody is the profile pretty much of everybody in terms of what they do, their publications, which area they work. So this is an internal work that we do there at the institute, and we are connecting with the mapping network project that is underway with the Minister of Community in Cape Verde. So if this is the first part of my presentation, this is the point that I would like to make. So as I said, I came 5 years ago. I was very interested in learning about our diaspora, especially here in the US. Why I say especially here in the US? Because the diaspora in the US is not the same than the diaspora in Angola. It's not the same than the diaspora in São Tomé and Príncipe. I know the profile of both places because I have been there. People came to this country long ago. The opportunities that everybody had in this country is very different. So the way we connect among ourselves and the projects that we run among ourselves here, and by making the very strategic connection with partners and people in Cape Verde really can make a difference. We have now a good example. So you have the medical society. Everybody knows what they are doing there in Cape Verde, right? So they bring they're coming in April. They're going back to Cape Verde with 20 doctors, 30 doctors. Imagine what they do. I have a close friend that was almost blind in Asumada. He got help from this team. Now he's sending me messages. I can see clearer than you now. Almost blind. So these are the kind of things that is happening, but I'm sure a lot of more impactful things can happen if the diaspora really connects and helps to assist Cape Verde. So I'm insisting in this idea of impact because I'm also very critical of some of the things that I see happening in Cape Verde, especially when people go there. Is always to ask about impact. So how people are connecting with local resources and institutions to make those interventions sustainable and sharing knowledge and making to be more different than just showing the things on the social media. But that's my personal opinion. You may please understand what I'm trying to say. So we need to make it in a way that is not just showcasing that you are, doing something just to show up. It's something that has to really help the community there. Well, so about the music, I'm sure I'll be probably disappointing Darlene, but what I want to say about the music is this. I made the statement that Cape Verde, the thing that really Cape Verde gave us is music. And my thesis has to do a lot with this. So uh, it was already said I was part of an important band in Cape Verde, as you know, with the most iconic singer in that country. But when you play behind that person, you really don't show up. You don't, you are not the main person, which as it should be. But I was playing with Zeca and Reinaldo, Zezé and Reinaldo, who are the two iconic cultural people in our country. And so I played with them for many years. We recorded different albums. But after coming to the US, I brought everything that I had in my head in terms of how we should use music. I don't believe Cape Verdeans should use music as they do here in US and other societies. We are a small society. Music for us should be used for education, for elevating the spirit and the knowledge of the people. If they do in US just for entertainment, it's their business. I think if I could influence all of you, 47 people in this session, think about how the New Bedford Association, Cape Verdean Association, should use music. Music is not just entertainment for us. It has to serve for education, for our kids to know our history and our memories, our ancestors, and think about our future. That's how I see music. So here, group of friends of mine, so incredible people in terms of music and being able to write songs. We put this group together called Terrero. We've been working together for the last 5 years in silent. In silent because sometimes we feel that we don't have the audience to listen to us, even in our own community. So in 2021, see the time, we are now in 25, right? So you are seeing this for the first time. We did a project to honor Kaká Barbosa that happens to be my brother, but it could happen, you know, not knowing this information. Kaká Barbosa is one of the finest poets of Cape Verde, one of the pioneers in defending Cape Verdean language. Okay, so we did a tribute to him through this album. Okay, 4 songs, incredible lyrics, lyrics that can be used to teach our kids, our youth, our families, because they talk about things that belong to us, reflect us. Okay, so next. The second project we did is called Reflexão. Reflexão for those, oh, the previous one, the name is Testação, that if I can translate to English, like let's test the sound, what we can do as a group. That was the idea. Reflexão. Reflexão is to reflect, is to think. Cabral said, no pensa com nossa cabeça, right? Let's think with our own heads. That's what Cabral said. So we are pretty much restating Amilcar Cabral. But what we did is to honor Cachas. For those that don't know who Cachas is a revolutionary Cape Verdean that completely changed the landscape of music in our country in the 80s with the group Bulimundo. This is huge. This is huge. Before Cachas, we had something in our music completely different than what you guys hear today in terms of Cape Verdean music. So Cachas and Bulimundo really needs to be honored. So we thought we had to pay our tribute as musicians to him. So in this album, we did like 5 songs to try to honor the legacy of Cachas. Next. Close to the end, so 2024, we knew that it was coming, the celebration of the centennial of Amilcar Cabral. So since 2018, we started to prepare for this moment. And this is the result. We did an album that probably most of you don't know, and if you don't connect with us, you will never know it. We did an album that we call Alerta. Alerta is alert, right? Cabral Camor. So we are making the statement that A lot of people want to say that Cabral is not the person that we know he is. This is the world we're living, okay? Especially today in the US. A lot of people making incredible statements, right? So Amilcar Cabral is still relevant for everything pretty much that he said about our culture, about dignity, about justice, about language, about development of society. So that's how we approach music. We don't do music just for people to dance. We are doing music to teach, to expand the culture. So this project was important for us to be able to do it. We had the blessing of the Fundação Amilcar Cabral in Cape Verde. So the seal that you see in yellow is the seal that they created to honor that celebration. So they gave us the seal to use in this project because they respect all the musicians that are part of this project. Okay, so we just received 100 CDs to sell in the US because we don't do mass things. So if you want a CD to keep somewhere in your house to celebrate Amilcar Cabral, now is your chance. We don't have more than that. So this is the CD. We made a very good, what I would say, graphic design for this cover. So it's a very symbolic thing for us being able to do it. Okay. Next. So I just want to go very quick about who are these people that I'm working with. So Jacinto Fernandes is a creative mind that is moving around here in our community. An incredible person, the father of Desiree Fernandes, who is an incredible singer that has been participating since she's a child here in so many different events. So has produced some work already. Next, Kaludi Gida. Someone that, if you know Kaludi Gida, you need to know why he is like he is. He's from São Domingos. São Domingos is a village in Santiago that people are very calm. They don't speak. They just live the life in the motion way. You know, they are always in space. That's Kaludi Gida. Kaludi Gida is the most accomplished Cape Verdean composer. Kaludi Gida has more than 2,000 songs written. 2,000 is not 100, it's 2,000. So he has done incredible work with a lot of different singers in the US singing his work. And Ruby in the audience is doing incredible work with Kalush. She's going to record something very soon.
You should listen to this.
Okay, next. Almost there. Maruca Tavares. Maruca Tavares is finishing his PhD in public health. His area is mental health. Is someone that is very committed to really work with people and families. This is what he does in the Brockton area and Taunton area. And if you see from what he said in his statement in this screen, para de música em vida. Minha vida eleva música para a vida de outros seres humanos. Because music is my life is to take music to the life of other people. This is what he's saying. Very special person to me and to, I'm sure, to all his friends. Next. Well, this is me. Let's move. So, Joy Amado. Joy Amado is an incredible composer. Is a very silent person, so he doesn't like spotlight. But you know Mayra Andrade, for sure. All of you in this room, you know Mayra Andrade. So the most important song that Mayra has recorded belongs to Joy Amado, just for you to know who is Joy Amado. The song is called Chapo na Bandeira. Go find it on YouTube. You see the quality of work that this person can do. Next. So just to finish up, so recently I did my personal work with music, which is a lot of songs that I had since 2012. And after finishing up the work with Terreiro, I decided to finish everything and just release it. I released 5 days ago this project called Som Mais Som. So if I translate it to English, I'm sorry, I see Bruno there, so you may correct me, Bruno, or help me. Un son could be something, just one more sound, one more song, or if you want it, okay? So what is this in this project? First, I'm bringing my entire family to play. When I say my entire family, is more than 20 people playing from my own family. I'm bringing Paulino Vieira. If you know who is Paulino Vieira, Paulino Vieira is playing this work. I'm bringing Albertino Évora, one of the most important Cape Verdean singers. I'm bringing Desiree Fernandes, Maruca Tavares, Kaludi Guida, and on and on and on. So 50 people joined me in this project for us to do what? This is a cultural manifesto, as I'm saying, dedicated to the Cape Verdean language. It's time, overdue, for the Cape Verdean language to be official in our country. When I say official, is to be recognized as the most important resource that we have in our country, and it should serve for education. The second thing I'm making the statement with this project, this is my personal tribute to the greatest invention of Cape Verdeans since 1400s. Nothing is greater than what we could do with our own language. The beauty of what everything we say in our music is done in our own language. It's not in English, it's not in Portuguese, it's not in anything. It's in Creole. Our epic essence, the beauty that we have in our heads, the way we relate with our mother, our sons and brothers and loved ones, is done in Criollo. That's how it's done. So I'm trying to make the statement, and I'm taking it very serious. Next Saturday, I'm landing in Cape Verde for the Cape Verdean International Language Forum. That's the thesis, and that's the statement that I want to bring. I need your support to do that. Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you, Angelo. Thank you. Powerful, powerful, powerful.
Darlene, if I may, please come off mute and let's give our brother Nosmanu Gino a standing ovation for such a mighty, powerful, moving presentation. Because aquele que nos povo, aquele que nos cultura, aquele que nos terra, viva, viva, viva.
And just to say two things, right? Angelo, I did not know you was from Samada. I just went there last weekend. A 500-plus-year-old tree is in Samada, right? 500 years. That's the first time I ever heard of it. I drove there, I touched it, and it's unbelievable. So I thought you was some Badudu. What you?
I played in that tree. I played in that tree since I was child, man. It's there waiting for everybody to go experience.
Guys, come.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Angelo?
Great work, Angel. Trabalho muito bonito. Deus te acompanha sempre.
Thank you, Dina. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Angelo. I just want to say that Angelo, I met Angelo when he was became a board member. I've always said Angelo is our forever board member.
Yes, I am.
He's not going anywhere. And I've enjoyed the board, the Cape Verdean Association, myself has enjoyed a wonderful, wonderful collaboration with Angelo and the Pedro Piaz Center, and we will continue that. And our hope is what Angelo talked about today will be amplified 1,000 times over when the cultural center opens and the park opens. So this is a small piece of what you hopefully will be seeing on a weekly basis happening, if not daily basis, happening at the cultural center and Island Park. So we need everybody. Our next event is April 12th at the Century House. We have our annual gala. We hope to showcase some of this music that Angelo is talking about. There'll be some surprises, I hope. I'm not going to mention, but this is the 50th anniversary of the independence of Cape Verde. We, of course, amplify Cape Verdean culture every day, but this year in particular, since it is 50 years of independence, we hopefully will be doing a special tribute through music for the independence of Cape Verde at the gala. I hope to see you there. On April 12th, tickets will go on sale soon. We also have the paver fundraiser. Please make your mark, a permanent mark on the walkway of the cultural center between the center and the park. Everything's on our website. If you certainly have any questions, please reach out to any of the board members. We'll be sending via email, if you have an email, the annual report. Thank you. Thank you
Darlene,
for all the support.
Can I make a proposal?
Sure, go ahead, Angelo.
Yeah, see, just 1 second. I'm sorry to insist on this.
No, that's okay. You know, I like to talk.
I still see 45 people in the audience. I have a proposal. My proposal is, imagine a scenario that we share this music, all the revenues that we may get, we make a donation to the association. We need to be sustainable. So if I make $1 million, that money is not mine. That money will go to the association. But we need to use the resources that is there, that other people are doing, but we don't do it ourselves. Let's connect to share the music that we know can do something. So if we make some money, that money will go to the association. So it will depend on what we do together.
All right, Angelo, thank you.
And if you come, I was there, I'll be your personal guide and donate all the money to the association too. All right. So it's the 50th. Y'all got to come.
All right, thank you. And I just want to recognize Bruno, Carlos, and Raquel on the line from Cape Verde, because that's how we do it. We're all over. And thank you to everyone that's attended. And I hope to see everybody soon. Please reach out if you have any questions. Have a wonderful night. Boa noite. And we'll see everybody soon. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Ciao, boa noite.